Mitesh smart. Gadgets gone wild. Mitesh smart. Gadgets gone wild. Mitesh smart.
What's she doing? Very fun.
How many of you all own one of these gadgets? These gadgets are so helpful to us, aren't they? They help us work faster. We can multitask. We can do more things from anywhere. These gadgets are really helpful to us. It's impossible to even understand how we made it through life without these gadgets. But are these gadgets really helpful to us? Or are we working a little bit too fast now? Are we always expected to respond immediately? Are we always expected to be there wherever we are? Madam Contest Masters, fellow Toastmasters, and most welcome guests, I pose the following questions to you. Have gadgets gone wild? It all started back about 12, 15 years ago. Doctors were notorious for wearing pagers. It was so great to be sitting in a restaurant and to hear that beep, 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 and see this man or woman rushing for the payphone just to save a life. It was great. And then another group of business people became even more famous for wearing pagers. That's right. Drug dealers. Those pagers, they probably killed millions of lives. And I remember when I first bought my pager. I loved it. It was so cool. I thought it was incredible. I even bought a belt so I could display my pager. It was great. My wife, on the other hand, thought it was kind of silly because I wore that thing everywhere I went. I remember one time we went to the movies. Like a good patron, I put my pager on vibrate. And, we were sitting there watching this movie. I'll sit next to my wife. I was holding her hand. She had her head on my shoulder. She was a little crying. And the movie theater, everyone in the movie was caught in the moment. My pager went off. That thing was so powerful. I don't know why they made this thing so powerful. It scared the heck out of me. But that wasn't the biggest mistake the pager manufacturers made. You see, they left room for 10 digits. This was a problem. Because people like one of my most annoying customers never put their area code in. Instead, they put their phone number in and followed it by 911. Everything to him was a 911. No matter where I was, I'd have to rush off the highway, find a payphone, and 911 respond to him, or else he would get very upset. This was the start of a stressed out society, growing expectations. Now, my dad, he was one of the first people to always have the first cool new gadgets. He always had something. He had one of the first video cameras. You know the kind where you had to bring the whole VCR with you? He had one of those. He also had one of the first cell phones, which also required a field pack. It looked silly. It looked like he was going to battle. Bravo, Tango! We are under heavy fire here. We need some backup. It was silly, and he brought it everywhere. Nowadays, they make a Bluetooth headset. This thing freaks me out. This is a device that you lodge in your ear, and you put the other cell phone in your pocket so you can carry on a full conversation. I can see it. Doctors 20 years from now, it'll be like, Mr. Smith, I don't know how you managed to do this, but you've got brain cancer and testicular cancer at the same time. has a Bluetooth in his head. And he says it helps him multitask. He says it helps him drive and talk on his car at the same time. Right? This is coming from a guy who, when he's driving, usually has a foot-long meatball sub with him. And he's usually singing the song, too. You know, $5 $5 foot longs. I don't think it helps him concentrate at all. Now, I've got Bluetooth built into my car, and I love it. I can drive, I can talk on my phone, and read my emails at the same time. It's great. Although sometimes when I'm driving, I feel kind of weird because I stop at the light, and people are looking at me like I'm nuts. Usually when I'm by myself on the phone talking. Happened to me the other day. I was driving down the road. I was having a heated conversation with somebody. I was screaming. I was yelling. And I was mad. And I stopped at the light, and I looked over next to me, and it was this elderly couple looking at me like I was an alien. I think I scared them. They were probably thinking, why is this Indian guy so mad at his steering wheel? Do all Indian people hate steering wheels? So just to make them feel better, I flipped my steering wheel off. So fellow Toastmasters, I pose the question to you again. Are we better off with these gadgets, or have these gadgets gone wild? We're working way too fast now. We're all stressed out trying to get things done faster. We're having to respond right away. We're having to do too many things at one time, multitask. And I think the concentration levels have gone down on the task at hand. And health issues. We don't even know what the health issues are at this point. We don't know what's going to happen with that. Now our elementary school kids, our middle school kids, they're all demanding gadgets. I'm sorry, Toastmasters, I got to take this call.